Hello, everyone. After Show Reacts here. I'm Ian, and you may remember me from such videos as After Show Reacts to 5x5 and After Show Reacts to Fool for Love.
Every time I...
Go ahead.
Every time I hear someone say, you may remember me from such films as, it's just always Troy McClure.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's what I'm channeling. I'm channeling sexy Troy McClure. Yeah, because I bring it way down. You may remember me from such videos as After Show Reacts to 5x5 and After Show Reacts to Fool for Love. Anyway, today I wanted to celebrate with my friend Shan, who has finished one of my favorite shows of all time, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She still has Angel Season 5. There is still lots and lots of goodness to go. But Shan, a while ago, when we were first saying hello and talking about videos, I think one of us brought up, it was probably me, because I bring up things like singing on camera, that we should celebrate the end of your first run-through of the show. And I'm curious, how do you feel about the show?
Oh, it's an awful show. I wish I had never seen it. Mainly just because my favorite character is dead now. Like, how the hell could you let this happen?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, when it comes to a Whedonverse show, you'll have to be more specific about which favorite character is dead. Because...
extra number 3.
Yeah,
named him Greg.
Hostile 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wanted to see how it ends. So, I have...
He can rest now.
I have, oh, that one got me. Wow, it's weird how we all have different, like, Buffy's so traumatic, we all have triggers. You know, so someone plays like 3 notes from that theme of The Gift. And I'm just like, dun, 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 dun. I just start crying. But that's why we love it, right? Congratulations on finishing the show. I'm happy to celebrate the end of it with you, and we are going to watch once more with feeling.
Which is kind of weird, because when we decided to do this, you were like, it was like the last time, but I had only seen I think probably episode 3 of season 6 at that point, and you were like, there's gonna be another episode you're gonna want to do this for, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. We were talking about what to do, how to celebrate the ending, and you wanted to watch a different episode, and I was like, no, there's a fitting. Don't worry, just wait, just hang in there. And yeah. So I will be the first one to admit, I should know all the lyrics. I don't. But so
I've been practicing.
I will be. Well, I sing in the shower on a regular basis, but I will be singing with subtitles.
Well, occasionally I would get the songs in my head when I'm just editing something, and it's like freaking Frozen or something like that. It won't go away. It's a real earworm.
Yeah, they're real catchy. The first one is the one that always gets me, but every once in a while I'm just like, man, let me rest in peace.
Which I feel like they touched upon in the last episode as well. Like when Buffy was like, when she was like, oh, Faith still got my room, and he was like, well, you can't stay down here. And then all of a sudden, that was a joke, you can stay.
You've got angel breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that scene. Your first moment of, oh, you know what I mean? Like Prophecy Girl, the library.
Obviously.
Yeah. The library is. Giles, I'm 16 years old. What's weird now is I identify more with Giles than I do her. I mean, I don't, but I'm closer in age now to Giles than her. So some aspects of that scene play a little strangely for me. But yeah, that was the first big hook for me as well. But I don't think so. For me, I watched everything. No one set up a schedule for me. So I reached a certain point. I believe it was the puppet show where I was like, "What am I? Why am I watching this?" And then very much the same thing. I mean, there were a couple of hints. Nightmares has some good stuff where Buffy has a fear of turning into a vampire, and Giles has a fear of losing her, and they show those things on screen and so forth. But then you've got that kid. I mean, there was so much camp in those early seasons, and I have since learned, since starting to do what we do, that there's a lot of people who have a taste for camp. But for me
Yeah.
personally, I was just, what is this? But then that moment in Prophecy Girl really kicked me in the chest. And then what about season 2? What was the first major highlight for you of season 2?
Wow, this is a really long time ago.
It was a really long time ago.
Well, I don't know. Oh, that was easy. Spike.
Yeah, they school hard.
Just like the. Sorry, couldn't wait.
I just got so bored. I
Oh,
can't
like
do
that's so me.
it. Yeah. Well, yeah. So you identified with Spike early on.
Yeah, especially since like I recognized James Masters from Smallville, like I mean, which was I guess came later than Buffy, but I watched all of Smallville first, so it was exciting.
Then you get Surprise and Innocence. Did you see that twist coming? The
Absolutely
actual,
not. I thought he was dying.
yeah, the actual big bad of season 2 was Angel himself. And for me personally, that's something I've never really seen in a show where they build up one of the protagonists so much and then to have him sort of swap like that and in such a personal way. I mean the analogy is of course the crappy boyfriend that slept with her and is like, "Well, I'm done," or whatever, then turns into a big jerk. Um, how did you feel during that run and into Becoming?
That was such a long time ago. uh, um, I think it was crazy because like that was when like the whole Jenny thing happened. Like she was revealed to be like a gypsy or something.
Yeah.
And like to me, I felt like when he goes out into that alleyway and the rain pours and all that, and he starts screaming, I was like, okay, Jenny's just killed him.
Right.
Like, he's dying.
Yeah.
And then to have, like, the next episode, which actually has one of my favorite shots of the show, I'm not gonna lie, when he goes over and bites the chick, and then, like, smoke comes out of his mouth. That was so fucking good. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, that is so good.
Well, there's two ways to tell a character has turned evil in any show. They have a mustache, or they smoke.
Yeah.
And every time Angel turned into Angelus, during that season, it was definitely cigarettes. But yeah, that's a wonderful little bit of him biting her and then blowing the smoke that he got through her neck out. It's funny, but it's so cool and dramatic. Yeah. And then on into Becoming Part 2, you get the high school season. So which do you feel like you preferred, the high school seasons or the post high school, the college and adult life, for lack of a better term, seasons?
I think my favorite season is season 3, just because I don't know, I feel like it had like a more of a stronger narrative. Plus it had Faith, and it didn't have Riley. So like,
That's
that
true.
was that.
Both pluses.
But I do like the big bad of season 5 better.
Glory.
I liked Glory
Yeah.
better than the mayor.
Yeah.
There's so much good stuff in season 3, but there's so much good stuff in season 5. Season 5 is emotions. Season 3 is funny.
Well, they're both super clean. So neither of them really have Where the Wild Things Are. And again, one thing I've discovered in doing this is that there are fans of every episode. So by me calling these out, don't think I'm calling out you. I wish I got something out of these episodes. But 2 has the Frankenstein episode and Go Fish and all of that. And then you get to 3 and there's none of that. It's so, like you said, just funny and relatively just all good episodes. I mean, there's in 20-something season, there's going to be something. But then you get to... Go ahead.
I almost did every episode in season 3.
You almost... Oh,
like,
yeah, for your channel.
There was like 2 episodes that I didn't do. People were upset that I didn't do them. It was like Gingerbread, I think, and Dead Man's Party.
Those would
I'm
be the
glad
2
I didn't do Dead
probably...
Man's Party because that scared me. Zombies. I can't do zombies.
Well, and that also had overbearing Xander. Yelling at Buffy in front of all of her friends. Good Lord. Butt out,
That
Xander.
was so embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah, that like I cringed so hard I almost broke a bone. You may have applauded when Riley flew away in the helicopter.
I legit thought that she was going to catch him. Like they did like the pan over to her, and then like he looks over, and I was like, oh god, he's gonna see her. And then all of a sudden he's flying away, not looking down. I'm like, bitch, you can look down. You're perfect. You know she's there. You're just not looking at her. You know she's there.
So were you rooting for them, for her to make it? Or were you praying,
absolutely
please
not.
don't make it to the helicopter?
I felt like it was a really big cop-out, the way that, like, she, like, all of a sudden was just like, let's just forgive him for his infidelity, like...
Yeah.
Even though... And it's so weird, because some people don't see the parallels there. Like, some people don't see that he was being... like, that he was basically cheating on her.
Right. I mean, within the... vampire mythology, it's all a metaphor for sex anyway, penetration.
Yeah, a lot of people have actually said that, you know, he didn't cheat at all. It's all about drug addiction. I'm like, it's both.
Right.
He's in a whorehouse.
I didn't get drug addiction. I mean, if
he went back for more over and over again. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a wormhole. We don't have to go down that one. So that was season 5. On into The Gift. I've watched many of your videos. I watched your video for The Gift several times and cried along with you several times.
I think I just remember in that reaction at the end, just throwing my
yeah, you were done.
Like, nah,
you were
I'm
just
done.
cooked. You're like, I'm out. Later, stop.
And then I think immediately after that, I had to watch the Angel finales.
Yeah, which is talk about a hard gear change.
So like in that reaction, my hair's like. Because I was like so stressed out and like.
Yeah, you had a moment that didn't occur in the Angel video. It occurred in The Gift. I get it. And then, and at the end of that video, Willow is standing there, and Angel knows, and I'm right back. You know, as cute as There's No place like Plurtzglurb is, Do the Dance of Joy. The moment, yeah, exactly. Hey, you finished the show. There's always so many mixed feelings about finishing a show like this, right? Like you've done a ton of work, which is awesome. But it's also like I always get a sense of melancholy when I finish. So maybe Numthar, Do the Dance of Sadness. or the Dance of Ambivalence. I don't know.
I don't remember what that was, actually. Do the Dance of Shame, I think?
Well, yeah, so he was...
And I don't know what that is. I think they, like, didn't show him.
Yeah, he was, Lorne's mother, slams the door in his face.
Kevlon swath of the Deathlock clan. I will
Wow,
never forget that, because it's such a weird word, and I remember, like, continually saying it, Kevlon swath. It's the same with Supernatural. Like, when Leviathans were in the show, I was like, Leviathan. Like, it's such a weird word, I needed to keep pronouncing it.
Yeah. But I'm curious your feelings about the Hostile 17 Buffy hookup relationship and how that all played out.
It started off, like, awesome. I really did enjoy their, like, connection. But then, like, somewhere in the middle, it just, like, completely changed. And it was, like, it became very icky.
Toxic.
And I don't know. Yeah, it was like, he became a bit more like, you know,
needy.
Yeah.
That's a tough season. For me personally, season 6 is one of my favorite seasons. But I didn't watch the show until I was like 33, 34. The thing I suppose the thing I appreciate about that season is the willingness to show a relationship like that, all sides of a relationship like that, honestly. So the sexy sides of that relationship, certainly, and the toxic sides of that.
Plus, it's also like she's like 19 or something in that season. I can't really remember. But like she was 16 when she lost her virginity. So she's like at 17? I don't know. I can't remember. But like, and then Angel breaks up with her the next season. Like, you know, you should be able to be with someone that can make love to you.
Right.
And she's like, I don't care about that. But then you see in the next, like, you know from, like, Faith, for example, she would say, doesn't slaying just make you hungry and horny?
Yeah.
And, like, so you know that it's part of their, like, biology that they get like that. But then you've got, like, season 4 where you have where the wild things are. You know? And you kind of get to experience, like, Buffy's growing sexuality in a way. And then you have, like, season 6 version of Buffy who is just trying desperately to feel anything. And in doing that is having a lot of sex and exploring her sexuality with a soulless vampire.
Yeah, I always read that relationship as masochism, you know, because it's different than Angel, certainly, who saw her as a source of light or a source of goodness. Spike is regularly telling her that she's a monster in that one because he can hit her. You know, there are many aspects to it that are... he's trying to make Buffy... Where Angel sort of lets her go for both of their sakes, and so that she can grow and like you said, be with someone who can make love to her and where there's a future. Spike is pulling her into his world during all of that. And the way that I always read that relationship was, you know, I've said in one of my videos that profound depression is occasionally measured not by how bad you feel, but by how little you feel. And, you know, when she's sort of suffering from that profound numbness, any feeling is better than no feeling, even if that feeling is painful, which that relationship ultimately ends up being. So, but that's the thing I love about it. I mean, is like, look how complicated that explanation was. There's so much depth to their relationship. There's just so much there to talk about. Kind of walk me through how that season felt for you and the ebb and flow.
So, you definitely got, like, from the premiere episode of the season, you definitely felt, wow, this is the end. This is the last season. Like, you kind of, you felt, I'm trying to think of, like, a parallel here. It's kind of like, it's the beginning of the end, and you know that. But then there was, like, a couple episodes in there where it was like, okay, this, like, I wasn't getting the nostalgic feel anymore.
Sure. It has its own flavor, for sure.
But then, there was some, like, story with, like, Spike going and killing people, and which led to him, losing his chip, which was really, like, I liked Buffy's decision to remove it. The fact that she was able to trust him enough to remove it.
To forgive him enough, to trust him, forgive him, and to see the best in him, for sure.
I liked Bring On the Night and Showtime. Just because, like, of that, like, epic battle, and, like, I just thought that was really cool, especially bringing in the fact that Buffy hadn't slept for, like, a couple days, and, like, that's why she's off her game.
Yeah.
And then it got a little bit annoying from there onwards, but then
I believe
Faith
that's
came back.
On comes Nathan Fillion and Faith in the same episode, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and then that's when it gets good again. And it was, like, it was so weird because, like, there was discussions. Because, like, I knew going in that, like, Firefly and Buffy and Angel shared actors.
Yeah.
And so, my moderators were trying to think of a way for me to watch Firefly. They wanted me to like the actors before they appeared as villains on each show, but they didn't tell me that they were going to be. They didn't tell me that they were going to be villains. Okay, but they wanted me to get attached to the characters before hating them. Because sometimes, for example, you watch the Titanic and I don't know what his name is, but, like, the dude that's, like, horrible and mean and that, I constantly, whenever I see him in anything, I just think that he's horrible and mean. Yeah, you think of that
character.
Yeah. So, like, it was a good thing that I got attached to these characters on Firefly first. And it was, like, because I think they, I'm not sure if they did this on purpose or they might have messed up or something, but they had me watch the episode of Angel where Cordy gives birth, okay? And then I watched the last episode of Firefly, and I was like, well, this is just really confusing now.
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, on that's an interesting... I love that you have a team looking out for you.
Yeah.
I can certainly see that first exposure to Nathan Fillion being a bit scarring, because he is gross.
But the sad part about it was when I started the season, I posted on Twitter that I had started the season, and this person actually posted a gif of Nathan Fillion with black eyes, so I knew that he was going to be a villain. So that was a little bit upsetting.
That was a spoiler.
So, like, as soon as I saw him on Buffy, I was like, oh, okay. Like, it wasn't like, when he's in that car with that other person that his name's Shannon.
Yeah, you don't think for a second that he's gonna be
I'm like, okay. Whereas it could have been different, and I'm a little upset about that. So
yeah, I mean, if he had been sort of a kindly pastor, you could see him playing that character, the charming pastor that knew something about the first and was going to help Buffy out, and then he pulls out a big knife and scars the hell out of me. with that performance. I mean, I find his performance at the end of that season truly disturbing, especially.
And it's funny though, because he like talks. He loves. Joss Whedon loves to write him saying "whore." I swear.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that. Yeah. And but he does have that charming Southern accent, which I can't really do. Oh,
Yeah.
Xander, you're the one who sees something. Well, let's see if you can see this. Boop. Yeah, yeah. That I am scarred by. I don't think I've watched that scene. Because Nicholas Brendan's scream in that scene is so realistic. And it's just gross. I think I've watched. I mean, I'm on my 13th or 14th rewatch of the show, and I think I've only seen that scene the one time, because the rest of the time I'm cowering behind my hands.
Yeah.
Going no 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 no.
Why would you get rid of a soul? Like it's like, it just
Why would
doesn't
you get
make
rid of a
sense
soldier?
to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose the
And then when the
pragmatic
kid
works
got
both ways
out
there.
as well, like what? How do you expect to win this battle? Like you've just kicked out one of your most important players. Like, are you stupid? Like,
Yeah, there are some questions as to what the plan was there at the end of that season. But that does lead to that moment of reconciliation between Spike and Buffy, where things are sort of most openly stated about his development and where he's come from, right? I don't remember the end of that season, the name of that episode.
touched.
Touched. And
Because everyone gets touched in that episode.
right. Except for the first. Huh. Or wait, no, the first touches Nathan Fillion in that episode with power. Interesting. And then on into Chosen. So going into Chosen, did you feel a sense of excitement for how the story was going to end up? Melancholy
I was
for the
just
show
really
ending?
nervous.
Yeah?
I was just nervous. I just sat there rambling in my intro, like, before pressing play. And I just kept rambling, and then I was like, okay, Shannon, hit play.
Yeah. Now, at the time of us recording this, your Chosen video is not published.
No.
Right.
But people on Patreon have seen it.
So I've not had the chance to watch it just yet, but a preview, if you could.
I was just basically really sad because I was like, okay, so let me just break it down for you.
All right.
I love slow motion shots, so like when that scythe comes through the air, I'm like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. And then like there's that slow-mo shot of like everyone, I'm like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. And then everyone starts to fall, and I legitimately, I think I woke the neighbors up or something, because I was like so stressed out. And like, to the extent where I was like telling the camera, stop it, like, you know, like I was like, I don't know. And then
I need a minute.
And then like mainly when Faith went down, I think is when I was like, no, this is not okay. Like, because Buffy's gonna get back up. It's Buffy. Like, come on. But like Faith goes down and I start panicking because anyways, and then they start getting back up and I was like so excited. And then my excitement just faded the second that Spike goes, oh bollocks. And like, and then I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then he starts, like, they have that moment and I'm like, I'm in utter shock and like, no, this is not, like, I'm in such denial. And then they fucking leave Buffy there. They drive away on the bus and leave her there. And I'm like, what? And then she's running from thing to thing.
Yeah.
And the town is collapsing behind her. And here's me, like, crying. And then I realize that the whole town is getting destroyed. And I'm like, oh.
Oh.
And then it put in retrospect, everyone was leaving this like leaving Sunnydale like 2 episodes ago, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And so when that whole like sequence, what do you want to do now? You just want to live a normal life or whatever. I was just in shock mainly.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't register what had just happened.
And maybe you've made this connection, but what is the first shot of Spike in School Hard? Do you remember?
Is when he gets out of the car.
But right. So the car comes into the shot, hits the Sunnydale sign, and the Sunnydale sign falls over. Right? Now, when Buffy gets out of the bus and looks at the crater, do you remember what happens?
Spike.
They're looking at the crater, and the Sunnydale sign falls over, and Spike
and
did.
Giles asks, "What did this?"
Right. Spike did. Spike did. I love that connection so much. It says now leaving Sunnydale, but Spike finally destroyed Sunnydale. Yeah, he hits the sign in School Hard, and he hits the sign in Lover's Walk when he comes back, and then
falls out of the car.
The sign falls over for the last time in Chosen, and Spike has finally destroyed Sunnydale, but this time for the good guys. So this is one of the joys of getting to watch what you do, is it feels like getting us, in a way, getting to watch the show for the first time again.
Yeah.
And to sort of follow along with your reactions. So that's been great. And to celebrate, bringing it back around again, I'm happy to be here with you. And shall we watch some Once More with Feeling, the karaoke version?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right. So I've been emceeing. I'm now going to step aside and return the microphone to you.
Hey.
All
Alright, so this is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Once More with Feeling. This is a rewatch. We have been practicing our singing and songs. So yeah. Let's get into it.
All right, let's do it. It's so dramatic and sad with super catchy songs, right?
Yeah.
It seems like that shouldn't work, but every once in a while, like, I was in heaven, and I just want to cry. Now I've always found that, like we were talking about the darkness, she's drawing the tunnel of light that she sees when she dies. Every single night,
the same arrangement.
Oh, the lag! The same arrangement.
Nothing here is real, nothing here is right.
I'm trading blows and hoping no one knows. Walking through the heart, nothing seems to penetrate my. And your go.
I'm kind of righteous now. I don't know. Shit. I'm kind of righteous. Doesn't mean a thing. She ain't got that swing. Thanks for noticing. Oh shit. Can tell. I can't even see.
It's really me.
I just wanna be
live. That's not really my range.
I have a problem with Xander being all like,
What did you sing about?
What did you sing
this
about?
is so weird that like it was him.
Yeah, he did it.
But disturbing. And not the natural order of things. And do you think it'll happen again?
Oh, we should look into it.
Yeah, so a dude burns up while tap dancing. Xander did that. That dude is dead because of
A dancing
But
demon.
there's something isn't right here.
I've got a theory. Some kid is dreaming, and we're all stuck inside his wacky Broadway nightmare.
I really should work this out. It's getting eerie. What's this theory singing all about? Your turn.
It could be witches, some evil witches, which is ridiculous because witches, they were persecuted, wicked, good, and lovely, earth and wind and power, and I'll be over here.
Wow! These aren't just cute like everybody supposes. They've got them hoppy legs and floppy little noses. And what's with all the carrots? Why do they need such good eyesight for anyway? Bunnies! Bunnies, it must be bunnies! I'm getting all the loud, out of range stuff. I'm sorry, guys.
Or maybe
Or
midgets.
maybe midgets.
What can't we face if we're together? What's in this place that we can weather? Apocalypse. We've all been there. The same old trips. Why should we care?
Do or die. Hey, I
Hey, I
died
died
twice.
What can't we face?
What can't we face? They got the mustard out. I'm basically a David Fury copy anyway, so.
I'm under your spell. How else could it be? Anyone would notice me. It's so hard, like going up that high.
I could. You think I can't get anywhere close to that one?
So easily.
I always took for granted I was the only one there, with your power shown. Other than any I've known, I'm under your spell.
Make me believe.
So it's so funny how in season 4 they had to have so many metaphors for
Yeah.
spells being sex. And then you make me come, pleat. Pretty on the nose, Joss.
Fun. Songs, dancing around. What's gonna be wrong with that?
Bursting into flames.
Yeah, so this guy on Xander. Xander killed a guy. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not a Xander hater.
But yeah, definitely on him.
That's entertainment.
So who do you think, Lorne or
Entertainment.
this dude?
I would ship both. There's been a great question like what are the unfulfilled ships? Good lord, they're made for each other. Lorne balances out the evil, you know, like I wish we'd gotten to see that one.
But we know that he's not interested in males. The red one. His name's
Oh,
Sweet.
yeah. Well, no,
Yeah.
specifically, he's not interested
male
in Xander.
human.
He's not interested
Yeah.
in Xander.
Because there's
Nothing
nothing
to
to
tell.
tell. Oh god, this is gonna get complicated.
He
He
snores.
snores.
She squeezes.
Say housework
And
and
you can
She eats these skeezy cheeses that I can't describe.
I talk.
Well,
He breezes.
She doesn't know what pleases.
His penis got diseases from a shoe man's tribe.
Ah, so scary.
Like she
Some ordinary.
Like it's all just temporary.
The hairy.
And it's all
Very
very
well,
well,
'cause God knows
tell.
Tell.
How does she dance in these?
Are those
I don't
shoes? I don't know.
understand.
Nothing to see. Move it along. I'll never.
Tell. I feel like I did terribly there.
It's our lag, people. We are both musically accomplished, lovely songbirds.
I'm like trying to sing it from what I know, but if I don't know it as well, I'm also reading, and I'm not great at reading either. So this is very hard.
I got this one. So you please know, this isn't right, it isn't fair. There was no parking anywhere. I think that hydrant wasn't there. Why can't you let it go?
As in burnt up? Somebody
Sorry, okay, I'm back.
Oh, this is where I, like, straight up fell in love. Like, there was nothing that could, like, I was just, constantly people were just telling me, like, just sending me James Masters links to him singing.
Do you want to take the song and I'll do the Buffy sort of feeling tempted, but I don't know, I don't think so. You got the song?
Well,
what else
we'll
would I
wing
pump you
it
for?
because I'm not sure if I can. I might just fall in love all over again. I don't know. I love that he's trying to get her out of here.
Don't
like
know
before he starts expressing his feelings and everything.
All right, you start though.
You're scared, ashamed of what you feel. You can tell the ones you love, you know you couldn't deal. Whisper in a dead man's ear, it doesn't make it real. I'm trying to do like the raspy voice as well. You know, here we go. No wind slave. Oh!
And you just love to play the part that you might
misbehave.
But till you do,
I'm telling you, I visited my grave. Let me rest in peace.
How could be? It would break my chest, but I can see you're unimpressed. So leave me be and let me rest in peace. Let me get some sleep. Let me take my love and bury it in a hole 6 feet deep. Lay my
Literally
body
hurting
down,
people,
but
but
I
okay.
can't find my sweet
Thanks, kid.
release. So let me rest in peace. Why don't you let me rest in peace?
That's sexual tension.
So you're not staying then?
You're not staying then?
Does anybody even care? Ah! Thank you very much.
Look, it's Sid. It's
Thank
Sid
you.
and his friends. No, I have no idea this song.
I don't either, and subtitles are lagging behind, so my style.
It's so. I just wow.
To your great big smile.
That's so bad.
I am through for the imagination. I feel strictly by your invocation.
That's great, but I'm
Late and I hate to delay her.
Things cooking, I'm at the griddle. I brought Nero his very first fiddle.
she'll get pissed if I miss to see my
Sisters, the Slayer.
The Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find her.
Find her.
Tell her.
Oh, that's not part of the song.
Everything.
I love that. Right here. I don't want this to be an 80s montage. It is an 80s montage.
It's so good. Well, more of a ballad, but yeah. I want Giles to be my dad.
I wish I could say the right words. Lead you back to this land. Could claim the Father. Lead you by the hand. Wish I could stay. I'm standing in the way.
All right, I'll soldier through. Don't you don't hear at all. You got Tara though. To take that call. You lie there when you should be standing tall.
You made me believe.
I don't wanna go. Leave me. So we both know I could say the right words.
It was just this once, but I must do what I
The father. Yeah, this one's tough. You were there at hand. Wish I could stay.
I touch the
Fire and it freezes me.
I look into it and it's black. Why can't I feel my skin should crack and peel? I want the
Fire back.
Now through the smoke she
Calls to me. Lay across the flame. Save the day, or maybe melt away. I guess that's all the same. So I will walk through the fire. The picture can I turn?
I hope she fries. I'm free if that bitch dies. I better help her out.
She's drawn to the fire.
She came from the grave, much graver. Kill her, then I'll save her. The thing is turning out so dark. I'll kill her, then oh shit.
I think this line's mostly filler. And let it burn. Let it burn.
I love that he's down a fucking like dead end.
Showtime. Sorry, I got caught up. I love a good entrance. Oh, we're not doing the dialogue. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop. I'm gonna have wine. I love this episode.
I don't know. Practicing that much.
Shannon, I don't know if you know this, but I love this television show.
Really? Music starts. We open up our hearts. I love her fucking shit.
She looks so good.
If something's come out wrong,
We'll sing a happy song, and you can sing along. There's my thumbnail.
there's hope in every
I don't know.
I'll get wishes can
Come true.
so you work so hard all day to be like
Other
other
girls to fit in this clear world. You give me song.
She needs backup. Anya Terra.
Dee-dee-dee, dee-dee, dee-dee-dee, dee-dee, dee-dee, dee-dee.
All the joy life sends, family and friends, all the twists and bends, knowing that it ends. Well, that depends on if they let you go, on if they know enough to know that when we've bowed, you leave the crowd.
There was no pain, no fear, no doubt, till they pulled me out of heaven. So that's my refrain. I live in hell, 'cause I've been expelled from heaven. I think I was in heaven.
All right, I got Buffy.
got hair to do this, but I didn't really want to mess up my hair.
I'm going crazy.
Life isn't bliss. Life is just this. It's living. You'll get along. The pain that you feel, you only can heal by living. Xander and Demons.
Well, I didn't know what would happen. I thought there'd be songs and
I thought there were
dances.
going to be dances and songs. I just wanted to make sure we'd work out. You know, get a happy ending. I think everything
Another
worked
Joss
out
joke.
just fine. Does this mean that I have to
Tempting.
be your queen?
It's tempting.
The battle's done. Kinda won. Set down victory cheer. Where do we go from here? Don't understand, we go hand in hand, alone in here. Tell me from here. I'm still singing. I'm them singing inside.
Finish the big group sing. Get your kumbayayas out.
Wait, no, that's wrong.
I don't want to.
You don't have to say anything.
I touch the fire and it
Freezes me.
I die.
I look into it and
So
it's
many
black.
years ago.
This isn't real.
Make me
I just wanna feel.
Oh!
Do we go from here? It makes me so happy.
I think I learnt the lyrics pretty damn well.
Well,
I
yeah.
mean,
See, what? You've watched that episode once, twice, maybe. If
no,
you went,
more now.
yeah, if you went back and watched. I've seen that episode like 14 times. I have no excuse for not having the whole thing memorized at this point. And then, like I said, you and I are actually wonderful songbirds. It's just the lag of being friends on opposite side of the world. There's nothing we could do about it. It's not our fault.
I watched the episode, obviously, and then I rewatched parts of the episode because that's just what happened.
Yeah. You just have to do that.
And then I watched the edit of the episode, and then I watched Torchwood Boy's reaction to that episode because he obviously did that episode as well.
Yeah.
And then I also watched we were in a call in my Discord, like a bunch of us, and someone because I've got the rhythm bot in my Discord, and someone played the playlist, so that's also another time that I heard it. And then occasionally while I'm editing, I'll have that song in my head and I'll play that song. And then I have rewatched my edited reaction a couple of times as well, just because people have been like, "Oh, this is funny, this moment right here," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I get carried away by watching it.
Yeah, no, I do the same. Well,
so it's been a couple more times than one at this point. Yeah.
yeah, I have no excuse. I've been to other Once More with Feeling karaoke nights. So whenever you go to a Comic-Con, if there is any Buffy events there's going to be a Once More with Feeling sing-along. And, that's the thing, right? Is like, it's all about the passion. It's all about just, I love these characters, and I love what they're talking about, and, you get 5 minutes into the episode, and it's like, I don't care what this sounds like. I just love this, right? It's all about that passion and love and all of that. And I get that every time I watch that episode. I mean, I get terrible stage. I'm a terrible introvert, as we've talked about. And so I get terrible stage fright as it is. But as soon as I'm on stage and it's like, okay, here we go. You jump. And all it is. And boy, that episode makes it easy. I love that episode. These shows that are sort of about choices and decisions and directions and how to find yourself and all of that. It would have been completely disingenuous to have a happy ending, to have a ha-ha, and then Buffy and company lived happily ever after. I love the ending of Chosen so much for that reason, because, you know, the show is all about growing up and how to find yourself and understand yourself and whatever. And the last episode is called Chosen, just like she was, one girl in all the world. But unlike the rest of the time, she now has this moment of, what do we do now? And the thing she does is smile, as whatever she's thinking about sort of comes. It's a beautiful moment.
Because it's almost like she can live like a normal person, which is what she wanted to do. Yeah. Because there's now not one, not two, but lots of Slayers.
Many Slayers. They're not potentials anymore. They're Slayers. And the first comes down and shows itself in the skin of every big bad that there was.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Although a little bit, it was good to see Drusilla, but the big bad of season 2 was Angelus.
Yeah. They show? They did show Drew. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's an amazing show, and I'll be interested to see how long you go before you watch it again. Because the first time...
people have asked me if I'm going to do, rewatches and stuff to it. I'm like, I'm tossing up the idea, but I'm not sure.
The first time I watched that show, I think I watched all of it in a month and a half or 2 months. And then when it was over, I started it over and watched it again in the next 2 months. The first time through. Now I try and make it, an annual thing of watching it from scratch, but that's how that show landed for me at first. So I hope you do some rewatches.
I think I will. I've still got to do the movie. And then I've also got the motion comic down there. I also, I'm going to be doing Dollhouse and season 5 of Angel together. Honestly, I think the most upsetting part about the whole show is that we never got a for Riley ending.
Yeah, but you did it justice. You did. Yours. I think I linked. I think your video is linked in mine because. Yeah. Yeah. I think you found the beauty, and then revealed it on screen for everyone to see.
I felt so stupid making it, but I was like, yes, 100%.
No,
yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I did a similar Riley Forrest thing throughout. So, Shan.
Ian.
Where do we go from here?
So, that was a rewatch of Buffy the Vampire Slayer once more with feeling. This is Ian, if you didn't know. He does Buffy reviews. If you don't explain what you do. Because we didn't do this before.
I have a YouTube channel, and I talk about... my YouTube channel is basically everything I need to know about life I learned from television. Parentheses, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is the way that I would sum up my channel. So if you're interested, it's youtube.com/passionofthenerd.
It'll be linked below, and I highly recommend checking it out because, well, if you haven't yet, what are you doing with your life?
Well, you should go watch Buffy.
This is true. He makes some really good content, and I would recommend going to check it out.
Thank you.
So yeah, this was Buffy. This was a rewatch.
And I appreciate you inviting me. I had a lot of fun.
I appreciate you being here. Really, it was fun.
Yeah, and
I hope you guys had fun singing with us. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoyed yourself, Ian.
Oh, I had a great time.
And I guess I'll see you in the next one.